What up, everybody? Welcome back to Nashville Unsigned. We are hanging out at Summer NAMM 2019 in one of the coolest, most respected booths of the entire NAMM show, the Fender booth. And we're hanging out with a product specialist, Riley, who is going to take us through all of the new Ventura series, which is vintage guitars from 50s, 60s, and 70s, right?
That's right. Yeah,
Awesome.
Ventura is a portmanteau for vintage era, and we're bringing back some models from the three classic eras of Fender, 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Yeah.
We're standing in front of the 50s right now. We've got the 50s Strats and Tellys right here. And within each era, we're also breaking it out to a vintage version and a modified version. And the vintage version is going to be pretty much straight up vintage specs. It's got a vintage radius, vintage frets. They're newly voiced Tim Shaw pickups, voiced to sound like 50s Strat pickups in this case. The modified version has some player-friendly modern features. So you've got a satin finish on the back of the neck that feels really nice. You've got a flatter radius and bigger frets to make bending easier. And you've got the 2-point vibrato, which has got a little smoother action. And you've got some other stuff like the S1 switch, which is going to add in the neck pickup so you can get some more pickup combinations out of them.
Very cool. So our next one, you've got, this is continued on the 50s
Yeah.
and 60s version.
Yeah, so we're here in front of the 60s models. Again, we got the 60s Strats and Tellys, and then we've got modified versions of each with the more modern player-friendly features. On the 60s Telly, we decided to add a Bigsby B5 vibrato system. It's something we noticed a lot of players in the 60s had done. They'd modified their Tellys that way to get a vibrato out of it. And we thought it was really cool, so we wanted to offer it in this model.
It's almost as if like the client asks for something and you guys just make it happen.
That's what we try to do.
Very cool.
Always thinking of the customer for sure. The 60s offset models, we've got the Jazzmasters and Jaguars, and we're also offering a Mustang model for the first time in the vintage reissue line. Pretty cool to see that represented here and in some really fun colors as well. On the Jazzmaster, we've got some of these custom 60s colors from Fender that we haven't reissued at this level before, like Ice Blue Metallic or the Ocean Turquoise on the Jaguar.
I love it so much. And the price points on these are very indie artist friendly.
Yeah, so these models are all starting at $899, $999 for the modified versions.
Dope, so dope.
And so here we've got the 60s basses, the 60s jazz bass. Again, we're doing some new colors like Fire Mist Gold that we haven't reissued at this level yet. The Mustang bass, something we've been getting a lot of demand for, so we wanted to do that. It's a really fun bass with a little shorter scale, smaller body. It's fun to play, fun to throw around, and something we haven't done until recently, so that's pretty cool.
And it all looks sleek and sexy while still like bringing back some vintage elements.
Totally.
Adding in modern elements as well.
Yeah. So moving over to the 70s era stuff. 70s jazz bass, we've got the blocks and binding on the neck, which was pretty iconic during that era. We've got some finishes that represent that era as well, the Inca Silver, Aged Natural. These have revoiced pickups as well for a more 70s oriented sound. It's a little smoother sounding. Bridge pickup on these models is moved a little closer to the bridge. They did that in the 70s. It gives you a little more aggressive sound on the bridge pickup. As we move over to the Strats and Tellys, we're doing some colors from the 70s that we think are really cool, like the Mocha on this one, Aged Natural, Sienna Sunburst, which started showing up in 79.
Nice.
And we've got the custom, deluxe, and thin line Tellys with revoiced wide range humbuckers.
Wow. So Riley has just dropped all types of new age knowledge on the Ventura collection with Fender. Now you have to get online and order your guitar because great price point, obviously great quality, and now you can look sexy while you're doing it and maintain like a vintage kind of feel, right?
Totally.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, man,
Of
for all
course.
of your time, your expertise. He's killing it out here. You guys can get on Fender.com
Yep.
to find any of these guitars. You can find them on all things social media, so follow them so you can be in the know about all things Ventura as everything rolls out and becomes available.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Riley,
Thanks
for
for
all
your
of your
time.
information. We are Nashville Unsigned at Summer NAMM. We out this beast.